The follow-up to 28 Years Later has been released in theaters this weekend, so I wanted to give my brief thoughts over the film. First off, there's a crazy amount of wiener in this film. It's kind of crazy, and there's this infecting guy called Samson who is hung like a horse. Honestly, it's kind of impressive.
Whoa. Nice.
I enjoyed this movie more than the previous one. I felt that the story was more compelling and had the same tone throughout the film, which was a bit of an issue for me in 28 Years Later. I liked how everything came together in the end, and it made me laugh throughout the film. The relationship between Samson and Dr. Kelson is very compelling and intriguing throughout the film. It's always so fun when you get to watch a character slowly figure out something that can alter the entire world, especially with the rage virus. Because it's not like a normal zombie virus where people die and then come back to life. These people are still alive and technically they're just infected with the rage virus. Makes them in constant pain and see things that aren't really there, is kind of what I thought. And there's so many cool things about this infected world that I just love that really don't have to do with the film, just the whole series in general. The virus is only in the UK, which is such a fun concept, and I think it adds a really cool uniqueness to this world. Again, I just love how unique and different it is compared to normal zombie films, even though this technically isn't a zombie virus. Back to Samson and Kelson's relationship. Every time they were on screen together, I was so invested and locked in. Again, the story where you can find a cure to a virus is always cool and intriguing. There's this one scene where Samson is sitting on the train as an infected, and he's having these flashbacks to when the world was normal. It's a cool way to show that he's changing, and then leads to a sick fight scene between him and a bunch of other infected in the area. This film never lost my attention, and the whole Jimmy group was a weird but fun addition to the franchise. This Satanist cult is really weird, and it's interesting to see how the leader named Jimmy is a psychopath who has his whole plan backfire in the end. I mean, there's not much to say about the Jimmy group except that they were weird but awful people. The scene where they're skinning victims, it was a really hard watch, and especially when they're fighting. The whole movie, I felt so bad for Spike, who's the main character of the last film, and basically the main character of this one as well, beside Dr. Kelson. Having to watch people do terrible things a month after your mom dies, and you see your dad cheating on your mom, is kind of crazy. The moment between him and Kelson at the end was good, where basically Kelson is saving Spike because he suffered too much. And I thought that was really sweet, especially because of their relationship in the last film. I liked how these two different story arcs converged at the end. It led to a very satisfying conclusion. You get Dr. Kelson trying to figure out how to cure this virus, and then you get this crazy satanic worshiping group. And honestly, I was kind of scared how they were going to connect it, but it ended up working really, really well, in my opinion. Other things about this film are really well done all around. It delivers some great moments throughout, and it's just as gory as the last. It improves upon some of the problems in the last film for me. It's more consistent with the tone, the style, and all of the above, really. And what I mean by more consistent, the last film, it just felt like it had too many different styles going on at once. It was kind of silly and goofy, and it was shot a little weird at moments. This one is just shot great throughout, and I never think it gets too silly or too weird at any point. It's definitely more grounded, and the story with Spike, I like how it was following one story throughout, where last movie you got Spike and his dad in the first half, and then you got him and his mom in the second half. In the second half of 28 Years Later, the first movie is a lot better than the first half, in my opinion. I also feel like there's a lot more suspense throughout this film, because you have the addition of the Jimmy group, where they just provide a lot more tension than the past movie, and with their crazy satanic rituals and their kind of bloodlust psychopath tendencies. It's kind of crazy to see how I was on the edge of my seat basically the whole time. And just to see the Jimmy group honestly was kind of scary. And like, I was worried for Spike at moments. He could have died. I mean, there's no guarantee that he was going to live. So I think that was also a big improvement on the film, tone-wise. So I think it's just much more consistent as a horror movie, but still kind of silly. It just feels more put together and thought out than the last film. Overall, this film was great and amazing improvement in many different ways. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. It's a great film, but it doesn't do anything to wow me or bring it up to a 9 or a 10, really. So, what did you think of 28 Years Later, Bone Temple? If you haven't seen it, go see it in theaters, and if you enjoyed, consider liking the video and subscribe.